Hey, Jeff LeBard here, winemaker at the Gainey Vineyard. I'm here today to pour two wines, two new releases for those of you that are in the Limited Selection Club. The two wines that I wanted to pour for you today are the 2018 Limited Selection Chardonnay and the 2018 Limited Selection Pinot Noir. Let's start with the 2018 Limited Chard. Delicious. So the 2018 Limited Chard comes from actually both of our Santa Rita Hills estate vineyards. Predominantly this vintage I believe was just over 80% from Evans Ranch and about 10-15% from Esperanza Vineyard. Evans Ranch always lends this really nice characteristic to the Chardonnay. It gives it what I call a little bit more backbone. It stands the wine up, so to speak. It gives it a little bit more structure. Whereas Esperanza tends to have a little bit more acidity to it. So what we're able to achieve by blending respectively between Evans Ranch and Esperanza is a wine that both has a bit of stature and it also has some really nice vibrant acidity to it. The Chardonnay is 100% barrel fermented and aged. Of those barrels, about 30% of them, give or take, is French oak. We age it for about 10 months. I love this wine. We make this wine out of those two ranches, but when talking about kind of winemaking techniques, if you will, the barrel aging really helps a lot, and barrel fermentation helps a lot because it really does allow us to kind of craft and create some extra density and layers in the Chardonnay. And the Chardonnay already has such a beautiful texture because of the fact that we put it through we pretty much put it through 100% malolactic fermentation. So that also kind of adds some nice milk acids, if you will. So malic acid is the natural acid that comes in on grapes, for those of you that don't know. And that's kind of like a green apple acid. The lactic acid is more of kind of a milk acid. So we're converting green apple acid to milk acid. So when you taste the Chardonnay, I think you'll notice there's a really nice creaminess about the wine, but it still does have a lot of nice, natural, vibrant acidity. So that's the wine. I really hope you enjoy it. Cheers. That'll work. The next wine that I had for you today is the 2018 Limited Selection Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir, wow, that's a delicious glass of wine, and I really hope you enjoy it as well. So the Pinot Noir, the winemaking philosophy behind Pinot Noir, the general winemaking philosophy, well, my personal connection. Let's talk about personal connections with wine for a minute. Pinot Noir is kind of that one red wine. It's that one varietal, really, that keeps winemakers up at night. It's the reason that a lot of us have a little bit of a thinning hairline or gray hairs coming in. And the reason for that is Pinot doesn't suffer the inconsequence of neglect. And when I say that, I'm not saying that we neglect any of our wines. Of course, we take care of all of them with kid gloves on. But with Pinot Noir really requires a very patient and understanding hand. You can't really get too involved with Pinot Noir and force your hand. In fact, the term winemaker, when you're talking about making Pinot Noir, infers that we're forcing the Pinot Noir to become something it's not. It's really more accurate to describe us, or the people that make the wine, that make the Pinot Noir, as students of Pinot Noir or shepherds of Pinot Noir. And that might sound kind of contrived or cheesy, but it's true. What we do with Pinot Noir is different than what we do with a lot of other wines. You can't expose Pinot Noir to too much air. You can't rack it too much. You can't do a lot of the things that other wines actually require to be open and be beautiful. Pinot Noir is kind of more like a here and now wine, if you will. You follow the Pinot intently through its life. You taste it, you taste it, you taste it. You get involved where you can, and you pick and choose your battles. You pick the wise battles, so to speak. And at the end, when the wine is in its most beautiful phase, you get it under cork, and you really hope it doesn't change as much. So that's kind of why I say here and now, because Pinot's, for me at least, is a here and now wine, whereas to give you an example of something different would be like a bigger Bordeaux wine that we make. Those wines are constantly about foresight. They have so much tannin to them that we're constantly trying to imagine what they're going to become 3 or 4 or 5 years later. With Pinot Noir, we're hoping that we actually retain a lot of that youthful essence. And this is no exception to that. This Pinot Noir is absolutely delicious. I hope you enjoy it. The wine boasts both, it's got beautiful red fruit spectrum all the way through blue fruit spectrum to black fruit spectrum. It really tells a nice tale continuously throughout the wine. So that's the Pinot and the Chardonnay. Cheers. I hope you enjoyed them both. Had to get a second sip of that. That's delicious. Just a reminder for all of you that love these wines and absolutely must have them again, we're running a special for you. You'll get 30% off if you reorder these wines through the end of the month. Cheers and have a great day.